Hello everyone, welcome back. Today in this video, I am going to uncover some facts of if statement and increment operator in C and C++. So let's begin. So let's start this video with hidden facts of conditional statements in C. So this is a simple program given here. I have taken one variable num which is declared to 10. So in this condition, it will replace this condition like this. So 10 should be greater than or equal to 5. So obviously this condition is true. So control will execute the if statement and it will skip execution of else. So definitely the output of this program is hello, no doubt. So let's execute this. Here you can see hello is the output. But this is not the hidden fact in this. Let me replace this condition with simply num. Now I will ask you what will be the output of this program. So you might be thinking that as we don't have any condition here, we only have num. So we don't have any condition here. You might be thinking that this program may raise an error or it may display some wrong output like that, but nothing like that. To understand what will be the output of this program, first we need to understand how if-else statement works. When condition becomes true, it executes the if block, and when condition becomes false, it executes the else block. So this is how if-else statement works. So the important thing here you should remember is that whenever condition becomes true, if statement returns non-zero value to the compiler, and whenever condition becomes false, it returns zero value. So compiler decides which block to execute depending on which value it is receiving from the if statement. So if compiler is receiving non-zero value, it is executing if block. If it is receiving zero value, it will be executing else block. So it's depend on which value if statement is sending to the compiler. So in our case, let's check which value we are sending to the compiler. As we have num directly in the if condition, we don't have any condition, but there is num, and what is the value of num? It is 10. So we are returning 10, and that is non-zero value. So definitely compiler is going to execute the first block, that is it is displaying hello. Let's check this. See, here output is hello. It is displaying hello. Okay, let me change this value. Now I will put 0 here. Now num value is 0, and in if condition we are sending 0 to the compiler. Now let's check. See, when we are sending that 0 value, we are getting output welcome. That means it is displaying, it is executing else block and not the if block. So it is executing welcome else block when value of num is 0. It is not always mandatory to have this variable here, that is num. I can also remove this statement and can directly send 0 or non-zero value to the compiler. For example, if I use here 0, that means I am returning 0 from the if statement. That means I am telling my compiler to execute the else block directly. You can see here, if I execute this, it will display hello, sorry, welcome. See, and if I put any non-zero value instead of 0 here, you can put any non-zero value. For example, if I put minus 458 something, okay, doesn't matter which value we are putting here. Our protocol is fixed. If we are returning non-zero value to the compiler, definitely it is going to execute the first block, that is if block. So let's execute this. See here, output is hello. That whenever we are sending non-zero value, it is executing the if block. So next we are going to have discussion about increment and decrement operator in C++. So increment and decrement operator in C++ is a unary operator. That means operator will be having only one operand with it. So increment operator can be further divided into two categories, that is post increment and pre-increment. So whenever we are writing operator after variable, that will be post increment, If we are writing operator before variable, that will be pre-increment. Now you might be thinking, what is the difference between pre-increment and post-increment? We'll discuss about that after this example. First, let's see what is output of this program. So the variable num is declared and it is assigned to 10. In the first printf, we have just displayed the value of num, that is 10. So definitely output of this statement will be 10. So the next statement is num plus plus, which will increment the value of num by 1 and it will become 11 now. So in next printf statement, it will display value of num as 11. So the next statement is plus plus num, which also will increment value of num by 1. Now it will become 12, and in the next printf it will display value of num as 12. So let's check this output. If you see here, the output is 10, 11 and 12. So the question remains, what is the difference between pre-increment and post-increment? So in this program we can't see any difference. When we have used num plus plus, we are getting the same meaning, that is value of variable getting increment by 1. When we are using plus plus num, value of variable is getting increment by 1. We can't see any difference here. So where exactly pre-increment and post-increment differs? To understand this, let's make few changes in this program. I will take this printf statement, we'll make few changes here. Let's change this num to num plus plus. Here in next statement, let's make this plus plus num, and in next statement once again make this num plus plus. I will remove this unnecessary space here. Okay, we'll add some space for explanation. Okay, so the value of num is 10 here. In the first printf statement, I'm asking to display num equal to %d. So num will replace this %d, value of num will replace this %d. So num is 10. So obviously at the first printf statement it will display 10. In next printf statement, we have to replace this %d, but here we have an expression with post increment. So post increment means first we have to use the value in our expression. So num is first there, so it will display 10 as it is. So after displaying 10, it will increment the value of num, so it will become 11 now. In next printf statements, we are incrementing value of num by 1 first, and then we are displaying it to the printf statement. So first it will get increment and it will become 12 now, and after getting increment, 12 will get display here. In next printf statement, we are once again using post increment. That means increment operation will take place later. So first num will get used in an expression, first it will get display. So first 12 will get display, and after displaying the value, we are incrementing the value of variable, and now it will become 13. So let's check out the output. We have to get 10, 10, 12 and 12. Okay, if you check the output here, you can see we are getting 10, 10, 12 and 12. If I display value of num once again here, okay, let me copy this. I will display value of num once again, just num, not num plus plus or plus plus num, just num. As we have discussed, our last value of num was 13, so you should display 13 at last. Check the output. Here you can see that the last value of num is 13. So that's all for today. See you soon with the next video. Thank you.